I'd like to call the meeting to order. We will start by saying the pledge.
States of America. And to the republic which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yep. All right, George is missing, so I have a motion to put Christina as a voting member tonight.
Make a motion to appoint Christina as voting member tonight.
Second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. And then Nicole said she will not be here tonight either, so. We do have a quorum, so we're good to go. I have a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Again. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We'll go approval of minutes from our regular meeting, March 19th, 2025.
Make a motion to approve our regular meeting of Board of Finance regular meeting, March 19th, 2025.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We have the budget public hearing, March 26th. Motion to approve as presented.
Make a motion to approve the budget hearing, public hearing, 25, 26, budget hearing on March 26th.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion to approve the budget workshop for March 27th.
And that one needs a correction. Oh, no, April 1st does.
Oh, okay, we're good.
Yep.
You have a motion?
Make a motion to approve the budget workshop of March 27th.
I'll second.
And that have the correction of,
No,
No.
April 1st does.
April 1st.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. April 1st, we have a correction.
Bob didn't introduce himself, so he ended up here as Jeff Buckley instead of Bob Rydick.
Okay.
Because
So-
I went to the website
Oh.
And that's who it said to contact.
and that's where it says Jeff Buckley and
Awesome.
Brandon, yeah, and also,
Yeah.
and so I assumed that would
Bob
be the
goes, you know,
name.
my name's Bob, right? He comes into my office. I'm
When
like,
people
yep.
don't introduce themselves, I end up going to their website.
And I said, did you
pulling data
introduce
from
yourself?
there.
It's like, oh, no, I didn't.
All right.
Another thing,
Yep,
name is spelled incorrectly under registrars.
okay. Oh, yeah. He's in there as Dennis.
Oh,
Yeah. Got the end, yeah.
Denise. Oh, Bob Rydick. Rybick.
Okay, any more additions or corrections to April 1st?
okay, thank you.
All right, we have a motion to approve April 1st meeting minutes as amended.
Make a motion to approve FY 25-26 budget workshop for April 1st with the meetings as amended.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We have a motion for April 7th.
Make a motion for FY 25-26 budget workshop held on April 7, 2025.
I'll second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Ms. Landry, you want to participate in public participation? So feel great tonight.
I'm sorry?
You want to participate in public participation? You're the whole room.
Well, I think, I think it's nice.
I'm
You
joking.
know, I sit here through all these meetings and you guys do a great job and it's hard to have to sit there and face all of the Facebook crap. But it's, but then you come in and you do your job and the town survives.
We move on.
Thank you for what you do.
Thank you. Thank you for being public participation tonight.
First time in months.
Well, I had such a full room, I figured you were someone.
Yeah.
All right, communications, I have none.
I have none.
Okay, we are good. That moves us to the monthly financial reports. And what do you got, Amy?
Not too much. Things are looking good for the town side. I did just do my ARPA reporting for the last year. It goes from April 1st to March 30th. But on revenue, we got the second half of our ECS, so we're now at 50%. The other 50% won't come in until the end of May. We got a second payment on Pequot, so now we're at 2/3 there. If there's anything else, there's motor vehicle tax cap money came in, but I don't budget for that. I budget it down in the taxes. And taxes, we're $12,000 short of making overall budget. We're still 400,000 short in current taxes, but all the others are over. My interest is $412,000. Those are all some of the accounts that got adjusted, the tax accounts and the interest for next year. Based on actuals over the last bunch of years. I don't think there's anything else, nothing that we don't think we're gonna make. Maybe not the park admissions, because I think they were letting people, be free to get into the park. If you're an East Windsor resident, you're not paying once we put the playground in. So that's it for revenue. Expenditures, we have a few places where people are over, but not where they can't cover it in their other lines. My one transfer isn't really about being over, it's putting aside money for the opening of the community center. ED overtime's over by 44,000, but they can cover it right now in their salaries from vacancies. I don't think there's really anything else. We're a little bit over in Public Works overtime. They did not come in on Saturday. So that number won't probably change. I think that's it.
Yeah, I didn't,
Unless anybody has anything specific that they're wondering about.
nothing other than, I mean, I said I've asked most of mine last month and nothing really changed. Those same items are still. Said we're pretty good, so nothing else really stuck out to me. Anybody else? Alrighty. So then we move on to the Board of Ed, who's presented, or presenter.
April vacation, both he and Patrick are on vacation.
Everybody's in Disney World.
Tennessee.
Yeah.
Like I said, I looked through, I don't.
If you had any questions, you could always email him or email them to me and I'll email them out.
So that. I mean, see anything else stuck out, just. Any questions? Anybody have anything that stuck out to them?
I just noticed a lot of columns were 100%, that's all.
Yeah, and it's.
They encumber a lot.
Yeah, as I say, they didn't cover.
Yeah, they encumber a lot. We don't really encumber. I know what's gonna be spent. I do an analysis and what it's gonna look like at the end of the year based on like the payrolls we're paying now and how many payrolls we have left. But I don't go and encumber it all. If we somehow sign a contract in June that doesn't end up happening by the end of June, I might do an encumbrance. But very seldom do I actually encumber anything. Just a difference in processes.
Yep.
Okay, moving on. That leads us to the transfer. There was one.
Yep, this uses the last little bit left in contingency. And I'm sending it over to, community outreach. It must have been too big for the column. They cut it off
Oh, for the, on the
on the description.
community outreach.
And it's for the community center dedication. They're gonna do like face painting or tattoos or
Yeah.
those kind of people at the opening on June 14th.
We have a motion for transfer request number 30.
I'll make a motion for transfer request number 30 from Selectmen. Transfer $3,830 from contingency to contribute to the cost of the community center dedication.
I'll second.
Okay. Any discussion? Nice day for everybody. They can attend. Seeing none, all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carries. Alrighty, that brings us down to reconciliation.
The town is reconciled through March.
Oh. Selectmen not here, education here. New business, we have appointment of the auditor. And
So that's Mahoney Sable and it's their third year of a 3-year deal.
Okay.
So this will be the last year. Next year, we'll have to go out to RFP again.
we just tell them that they need to come back and do it. I know it doesn't work that way, but you know, it's wish. All right, do I have a motion to appoint Mahoney and Sable as our auditor for 25, 26? Or is it 25, 24, 25?
24, 25.
24, 25, yes. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to appoint the auditors of Mahoney and
Sable.
for the year 24, 25, 26.
Nope, 24, 25.
24, we got to audit this year's
Yep,
books.
yep.
Yep.
Sorry.
It gets audited next year, but we got to audit this year's books.
I'll second.
Second. Any discussion? None, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Were you my second?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Motion carries.
Yeah.
Next, we have a discussion and possible action on closing the BOE 2% fund on the town side and transferring it to Board of Education. Or new account.
All right, so I did give you the statute that changed.
Yeah.
It changes it out of the Board of Finance's control and turns it over to the Board of Ed. And knowing they're gonna spend it this year to fill their budget hole for 24, 25, I called the auditor and said, okay, how do I do this? How can he write checks out of a fund that's on my side? And we don't have an interfund relationship between like his cafeteria and me or his FRC and me. I have a relationship between us, our two general funds, but nothing for any of his other funds. So it would have been very difficult for him to write checks out of that fund. So and the auditor said it's actually cleaner with the change in the statute. It's actually cleaner to just close yours that you created in 2020 and let him create his own and send the money over to him. So that's what I'm asking you guys to do.
So they haven't used it yet, but they are going to use it by the end of the year, is what you're saying.
No, they're not going to use all of it,
But
but they're going to use some of it, and they're budgeting to use some again next year too. But he can't write checks out of a fund that's on my side,
okay.
right? Because so the UCOA, the Uniform Chart of Accounts, says accounts 2,700 to 2,799 have to be Board of Ed, and 2,800 up and up will be the town. So when we went to Munis and went to UCOA, we had to reorganize. We had some 2,700 funds, but we had to renumber them so that they fell within where they belonged in the town. And theirs was originally created as a Board of Finance fund.
Mhm.
So it was in the town side, but now it's really a Board of Ed. If you read the new statute, Board of Finance isn't even mentioned anymore.
Okay.
So,
Just keeping up with new Connecticut statutes.
Yep.
Making it easy.
so it's just, so we can actually use the money officially. So I'm just asking you guys to close the fund we created, the 2819 fund, and then let the Board of Ed recreate one and transfer the money over there.
Gotcha.
That's it.
All right, so to be in accordance with new statutes, to have a motion to close the account on our side and transfer the fund to the Board of Education.
Make a motion to close the Board of Ed 2% fund 2819 on the town side and transferring 478,380 to a newly created BOE 2% fund in accordance with the new statute.
I'll second.
Discussion. So going forward, if they have money left over, they can put it in there up to 2% of what their budget is.
2% every year. That was the other change. So if their budget had 2% left this year, they could send it over to that fund. Next year, they could send another 2% and there's no cap.
Oh, it doesn't stay at 2%.
It's not 2% of their total budget. So the interpretation in 2020 was that it was a total of 2%.
Was back then, yeah.
Well, that was an interpretation, apparently. That wasn't what it was intended. It was intended for them to be able to put away 2% a year, every year with no cap. And that's why they changed the statute. They put it all in the Board of Ed control and took away any limits. So they can do up to 2% a year, every year, up until 20, 30, 40, 50%. There's nothing to stop them.
So they don't have to return any money now.
Right.
Merry
Not
Christmas.
that they ever did, but
Well, the original, this got started because they did. And they still returned some above the $478,000 that year.
Okay, so any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And we need to appoint a Board of Finance member to the police and clerical negotiation team for labor negotiations.
That's two separate ones, right?
I think I've been volunteered for the police already.
We've been voluntold.
Voluntold, yeah.
Voluntold.
I'll take a motion for that.
All right, so do I have a motion to appoint Tom to the police negotiations?
Make a motion, to appoint Tom Talmy to the police negotiation.
I'll second.
Discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And do we have one for the clerical negotiating team? A volunteer? Is that one starting when?
Should be now. They're both June 30.
Guess it'll be me.
Guess it'll be you.
Yep.
We have a motion to appoint Tom Lanzer to the clerical negotiation team.
I make a motion to appoint Tom Lancer to the clerical negotiation team.
Second. Discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Don't believe I have any unfinished business.
Nope.
Any board member comments?
Nope.
It's not a meeting for us, but there is the
Vote on May 13th,
vote on May 13th, and our monthly meeting will be May 14th.
which is a week early. It was the one I accidentally scheduled. It's the second Wednesday instead of the third,
We generally have to meet that night anyway to either
Right.
Right, set the mill rate, right?
set the mill rate.
or adjust the budget.
Adjust the budgets.
Yep.
Instead of 2 nights out, it'll be 1 night out that month. I'll have to make sure I make change my calendar home because I'll probably forget.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. I just make sure I didn't.
All right.
May 14th, Board of Finance.
With that, do I have a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
I'll second.
Meeting's adjourned. Thank you all very much.
Yep.
I was wrong by 3 minutes.